All right, so let's quickly talk about this men's 200-meter dash. You can argue this is one of the hottest, if not the hottest event on the sprint side in 2024 as we look towards the Olympic Games. The event is extremely deep. We have so many, players. We have so many guys who are in the conversation. We have so many storylines. But I just want to kind of quickly break down some of those top contenders and some of the guys who are in the conversation to, of course, not only win medals, but also be on the cusp and potentially make some surprises when we look towards Paris. Now, of course, on the top, we have Noah Lyles. Noah Lyles is the, three-time world champion from 2019, 2022, as well as 2023. He is an American record holder running 19.31 seconds at the 2022 World Championships in Eugene. He also essentially is the most dominant 200-meter runner since Usain Bolt retired, right? Since then, Noah Lyles has medaled at every single global championships except for 2017, right? He didn't make that team. Now, when we look forward to the Olympic Games this summer, Noah Lyles, in my opinion, is the clear favorite. Considering the consistency that he's been able to put down all throughout the past couple years, the last time that he lost a 200-meter race was the Olympic final in Tokyo 2021. Again, he finished third place behind Bednarek as well as DeGrasse, who won the gold medal. Talk about both of them in a second. But since then, he is undefeated. He's run 19.3, like I said. He's run 19.4, 19.5. He's run so many performances under 20 seconds that I think actually now he has the most performances under 20, surpassing Bolt for that accolade. So Noah Lyles, his confidence, his ability to perform when it counts. Check out the video that I did breaking down kind of the landscape of the men's 100-meter dash. Essentially, Noah Lyles always performs when it counts at the biggest stages. Even in 2021, he was dealing with depression and mental health issues. He was still able to actually get on the podium running out of lane 3 in the 200. So it's hard for me to bet against Noah Lyles actually getting the gold medal. He hasn't opened up yet. We're gonna see him open up at the New York Grand Prix, I think on June 9th it might be, on Sunday, June 9th. So we're gonna see how that kind of plays out. I think Noah Lyles is definitely the gold medal favorite and excited to see how the rest of the season kind of plays out for Lyles. Now, behind him, I'm looking at Courtney Lindsey, and what I'm doing is kind of ranking them in my order of, performance or favorites based on what I know right now. Just my opinion. Courtney Lindsey has run a world lead personal best of 19.67 seconds at the Doha Diamond League this year. He already is the Olympic silver medalist from 2021 in Tokyo, where he ran 19.68, which was his previous personal best. On top of that, he got the silver medal at the 2022 World Championships, again, behind Noah Lyles, who set the American record in that race. He's also dealt with so many different injuries all throughout the past couple years. 2022, he dealt with injuries, but he still managed to get onto the podium. 2023, he dealt with some significant injuries, still made Team USA, and still made the final at the World Championships. Yes, he finished 5th place, but considering what he went through, he definitely deserves some kudos for that. And now in 2024, he is fully healthy, he is ready, he is clicking off some extremely fast times between this 19.67, between the 19.8, between the, windy 9.91, the splits that he was running at the Bahamas at the World Relays, right, on the second leg. Kenny B is really in the form of his life. You could actually argue that maybe he has a better shot in the 100, considering the landscape, than he does in the 200. Now, I did tweet that, Kenny B might mess around and win the Olympic gold medal. Yes, I think that's actually true. Now, am I saying that he absolutely is going to win the gold medal? No. Like I just said, Noah Lyles, in my opinion, is the clear favorite for the 200-meter gold, just based on what we know about history. Yes, some of the other guys I'm going to talk about in a second can definitely, make some progress and things like that. But Kenny B's consistency, his ability to perform when it counts, his ability to show up, he very much could be in that conversation for the gold, and just don't be surprised if he actually is on top of that podium. Again, let me be clear so I can reiterate, because I know that people like to, come at me for my words. Noah Lyles is a gold medal favorite, but Kenny B could win gold, and it should not be a surprise if he does. So, Kenny B, I'm going to leave it at that. Again, he's my kind of number 2 right now as we look at the landscape of the men's 200-meter dash. But right behind them, I have Letsile Tebogo. Now, I could probably actually put Tebogo and Kenny B kind of 2A or 2B or something like that, but I think that Tebogo, he definitely, I want to see a little bit more just in terms of the progression of the season. And, rest in peace to Letsile Tebogo's mother. It's really tragic that, he had to suffer that loss, in the middle of the season. I think he was at the LA Grand Prix when that kind of news came out. But huge respects to Tebogo, huge respects to his family and everything. And I'm really excited to see where Tebogo kind of goes for the rest of the season. I think that, he's definitely going to be able to perform. He is one who's very confident about himself. He doesn't let, outside distractions get to him. Spoke to him at the World Relays, and, he said he doesn't even want to be in that world record conversation because he just wants to focus on himself. I really like that about him. Of course, he has a personal best of 19.50 seconds. He ran at the London Diamond League just behind Noah Lyles. He got the bronze medal in the 200 last year in Budapest. Of course, that came off the silver medal he got in the 100 meters. And on top of that, in 2024, he's already run 19.71 seconds, just behind Courtney Lindsey at the Kip Keino Classics. And he has a 300-meter world record. He's run 44.2 in the open 400. He split what, 43.4? Someone can cross-check me on that. 43.4 or 43.3, I forget, in the 400 at the World Relay. So he is arguably the, I don't know, biggest talent of this generation when talking about the sprints right now. And again, I really want to see him really make a step up. Check out the video that I did, I think it was earlier back in February or March or something like that, while I was, in the UK for World Indoor Champs. I said that I think we should taper our expectations just a little bit. Yes, he could break the world record. He could run 19.2 or whatever, 19.3. But if he runs like 19.4, I think that's a very, very good performance for him, considering the progress that he's been making. So I think Tebogo, I'm going to slot in for my number 3 at this moment. Of course, things can change as the year progresses. But just behind them, this is going to be interesting, maybe a little bit unfair, but I'm going to say Erriyon Knighton is my number 4 pick right now. And it's a little bit unfair considering he hasn't opened up in the 200 yet. He ran on a couple relays. So Erriyon Knighton, he is, of course, the young prodigy. He's run 19.49 seconds, back in 2022, makes him one of the fastest in history. He also got a bronze medal at the World Championships in 2022. He got a silver medal at the World Championships last year in Budapest. I asked him, at the press conference after Budapest and said, hey, you got bronze in Eugene, you got silver here. Are we talking about gold next time? Listen, Erriyon Knighton is humble. He's making progress. He's young. I think he just turned 21 this year. So I really like where Erriyon Knighton is at. I'd be lying if I said that I didn't have maybe some slight concerns considering he has been sitting out. But I trust in Erriyon Knighton. I trust in Mike Holloway. I trust that they're going to be ready when looking at the USA trials just in about a month's time. He wouldn't be sitting out for no reason, right? Of course, there may be some niggles or there could just be some, little things that he's been working on. Who knows? But I really do like, the progress that Erriyon Knighton has been on. And I'm confident that he has a little bit of room to buffer when talking about the 200. We'll see. But for now, he's kind of my number 4 pick when talking about the landscape of the 200 right now. Just behind them, I'm looking at Courtney Lindsey. Now, Courtney Lindsey has kind of been, a huge rise over the past 2 years. Check out the individual video that I did on Courtney Lindsey and the progress that he's been making since coming out of Texas Tech last year. Made the World Championship team in the 200 to Budapest last year. Made it to the semifinals. Just missed out on the final by just a hair, I think, right? A couple hundredths of a second or something like that. So I really think that what he's done this year between running 19.8, 19.71, a personal best, taking down Tebogo, things like that give him a lot of confidence as we look forward to the U.S. Olympic trials. On top of that, he ran, crazy first legs at the, World Relays in the Bahamas. I really like where Courtney Lindsey is at. We saw him finish second place to Kenny B at the Prefontaine Classic. He was really with Kenny B, for 120 meters or so, really right next to him. So I like where Courtney Lindsey is at. He has a great group, around him between Kenny B, Kyrie King, Aaron Brown, all training under Dennis Mitchell. Courtney Lindsey could be a medal threat. He could seriously be a medal threat. Right now, I'm slotting him in my number 5, but I do like Courtney Lindsey's, spot right now. It's going to be tough to make Team USA, but if I'm talking about Noah Lyles, Erriyon Knighton, Kenny B, Courtney Lindsey, he might have to take a little step up, but I think he's in a very, very good spot, and it's going to be hard to doubt Courtney Lindsey. So definitely keep a lookout for Courtney Lindsey. After that, I have to put in Zharnel Hughes. Zharnel Hughes has really been on a run in 2024. He's already run 19.9 seconds, which is one of his fastest times of his entire career, and he ran that at the Jamaican Invitational. He then ran 14.66 seconds, which is actually the 5th fastest performance in the history of the 150-meter straight. So that was a really good performance, essentially indicating that he is in some of the form of his life. But in the 200, I like Zharnel Hughes. He has a personal best of 19.73 seconds, which he ran last year behind Noah Lyles as well as Letsile Tebogo at that London Diamond League. He didn't make it onto the podium at the World Championships last year in the 200, did get the bronze medal in the 100, but Zharnel Hughes, in my opinion, he is in the form of his life. Now, he has to make a little step up when talking about some of the other guys. I can probably see Courtney Lindsey, Zharnel Hughes is kind of the, splitting hairs between the two. If Courtney Lindsey doesn't make the team though, right? I already said Noah, Erriyon, as well as Kenny B. But if Courtney Lindsey doesn't make the team, obviously that, slots in someone, Zharnel ahead of somebody. So I really like where Zharnel is at. Definitely keep a lookout for him, but I'm slotting him in my number 6 spot right now. Behind both of them, it's going to be controversial considering his season so far, but Andre DeGrasse. Now, Olympic champion from 2021 in Tokyo, personal best of 19.62 seconds to get that Olympic gold medal in Tokyo. He also finished off his 2023 season winning the Diamond League in Eugene. So he really did end off 2023 after dealing with some injuries, some setbacks, some ups and downs. He had some coaching changes and things like that, but I like where Andre is kind of going. And yes, this is going to be based on some of his history, his consistency from 2015 all the way to now. he's been the most consistent sprinter when talking about both the 100 and the 200 in terms of getting on the podium. So I like where Andre is potentially going. Now, I am slotting him, you know, significantly farther down some of the other guys, only because we've seen some of the other guys open up already and run very well. We've seen some of the other guys over the past 2 championships, 2022, 2023, actually get onto the podiums, actually put down some great times. Andre definitely has to, you know, pick things back up. Hopefully he's going to be able to get on the podium, but Andre, it's going to be hard for me, just like some of the others, to bet against Andre DeGrasse. He always performs when it counts the most. He's always Mr. Consistent, and I think that he's going to want to get on that podium once again. So keep a lookout for Andre DeGrasse, but I'm slotting him into number 7 in terms of my rankings right now. Now, behind them, there's a bunch of other guys, not going to kind of rank them, but you have guys like Tarsus Oregot. He ran 19.75, and check out the interview that he did after that. You know, I think it was at SEC Champs where he said 19.75 is quote-unquote average, which is crazy, but it's factual, right? 19.75 maybe not get you on the podium. I mean, I think the fastest time to not get on the podium in history was 19.84 seconds by Joe Fahnbulleh back in the Eugene Championships in 2022. So that would be record-breaking if 19.7 did get on the podium, but listen, Tarsus Oregot, he's one to look out for. Udodi Onwuzurike, his first year as a professional, he's training down in Claremont with under Lance Brahman, with Noah Lyles, June Richards, all those guys, right? He's run 19.76 seconds last year at NCAAs. You also have guys like Joe Fahnbulleh, like I just mentioned. He ran 19.83 a couple years back, I think in 2022. Of course, he has he's finished 4th place at the World Championships in 2022. He hasn't gone onto a podium yet, of course, but has a sure shot. Doesn't have to worry about trials. So we're going to be seeing what Joe Fahnbulleh does. Fred Curley, kind of up and down. Of course, he just announced that he pulled out of a couple races in the 100 meters. We're going to see he's run 19.76 a couple years back. He finished 4th place or 5th place at the USA Championships last year. So he's always kind of been in the mix, but up and downs for Fred Curley. We're going to see how that plays out. Guys like Robert Gregory, right? Robert Gregory has run 19.89 seconds, right? You have other guys like a Terrence Laird or something like that, right? There's so many guys who are in the mix for the 200, but like I said, those are kind of my top 7, all the way from Noah Lyles, Kenny B, Letsile Tebogo, Erriyon Knighton, Courtney Lindsey, Zharnel Hughes, Andre DeGrasse. That's my top 7 rankings right now at this moment, at the end of May, at the top of June. So things are going to change. Things, you know, are going to pan out. Noah Lyles hasn't even run a 200 yet, but let me know what you think about the landscape of the 200 meters right now. This was just a quick one. Let me know your opinions. Who's your favorite? Who do you think is going to be on the podium? Don't be scared to put out some predictions. Just give me a name who you think is a favorite. Give me a top 3. Give me, 8 names who you think are going to be in the final. No one is going to care when we get to Paris later on this summer. It doesn't matter. Just go ahead and make some predictions, y'all. Let me know what you think, and thanks for watching.